a financial consultant who has worked as a banker for many years and left banking, but has been doing a lot in terms of financial empowerment for women. And today we are privileged to have Hajia to take us through a few tips on how we can manage our money well and get some financial freedom, especially looking at the times that we find ourselves in, not just in Ghana, but all over the world. There's huge crisis in terms of financial freedom. So Hajia, we welcome you tonight to share experiences, to share advice and tips with us so that we can become better and we can enjoy our lives even more better.
Hello, thank you very much, Doc. It looks like my IT skills is running away gradually. I do not really want to bore us now because I know all of us are in, whether we like it or not, we are in a serious situation right now when it comes to finances. So somebody said, even when you say good morning, the eye you get, you wonder whether you insulted or you just greeted. So for today, we are talking about empowering ourselves. From olden days, we know that they have been very in the poor, all because of financial management. And this is what we wish that this generation and the generations after us, we will be able to avoid so that we do not become a burden to the children. We do not even have many these days. I know that our mothers would have 10, 11, 9, 6, and all that. But we are struggling to manage 2, 3, 4. So good evening again, ladies. We are here to talk about financial women empowerment through financial. The finances are solid. You are like Obutan team in a can. You can be shaken no matter what. So let's start. What does financial freedom mean for women? I know there are 8 of us here. I would be very glad to hear about 1 or 2. Is it simply having enough money to cover basic living expenses? Or is it something more? I'll just wait for a minute. Let's just think through these 2 questions or 3. Anyone volunteering? Or I should call names?
Please
okay,
call names.
Hetty is here. Madam Hetty.
Good evening, Hajia.
Good evening, Hetty. Thank
Fellow
you for responding.
Hello, Hetty. Thank you for being up.
Okay, with a very little understanding I have on the financial freedom, to me, is as a person being independent when it comes to finances, being able to do the things you wish for and the things you want to do all by yourself.
Sure.
Financially, without necessarily getting endorsed as to you can do this, you can't do this. But for me, I feel if I'm financially okay and I have the freedom, it means for me that I should be able to do anything I want to do by myself without getting endorsements from anyone.
Great. Hetty, I love that. Hetty mentioned something, say for me, finances are personal situations. Finances are me, myself, and I, regardless of which organization you belong to, regardless of which family you come from, regardless of your job, regardless of your status in life, finances are a me thing. Any other person? Nana is here. Oh, Nana just left. Liz, Nana left and left you there. Liz, anymore? Is Liz there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Liz,
I
help
think
us.
Hetty said it all.
Sorry for the background noise.
Oh, I said Hetty said it all.
Oh, Hetty, you could have just added one more, just one.
Okay, I think in basic terms, I would say what you said in terms of having enough money for the basic needs and actually in surplus to do other things, and also, I guess, money for a rainy day or some sort of something to fall back on in times of needs.
So see, Liz, you added more. Thank you. So for me, when we talk about, my thing has refused to move. So when we talk about women finances, I say that when women are financially empowered, they can achieve anything they set their minds to. Anything at all. At the end of the day, sometimes you just want to do good, even in the house. Sometimes you want to surprise your partner. Sometimes you want to surprise your kids. Can you imagine asking your husband or partner or boyfriend, can I get some money so I can get you a gift? Come on. It sounds weird, isn't it? So women who are financially empowered, trust me, and they do a lot of things. So financial freedom for women, as Liz and Hetty has helped us out, is much more than just having enough money to cover basic living expenses. It's about financial empowerment, giving women the knowledge, and I have stressed on the knowledge, the tools, and the confidence to make sound financial decisions for themselves and their families. Sometimes we take cash for granted, but you cannot take cash for granted. On my way to town, I think at the Jolu traffic lights around the Cocoa Board area, I saw somebody who does stamp stones, and he says money speaks only one language. If you save me today, I will save you tomorrow. And I know we all have examples of people who have saved money in their youth, and it is helping them now. And we've also seen we also have examples of people who have messed up with money earlier in their lives and are suffering for it now. And then in these two situations, you ask yourself, where do I belong? In my current situation, at what I do now, at where I am now, what will be my situation 10 years, 15 years from now? So too often women have been left out of the financial planning process, because for us, even the men in our lives, our brothers, our fathers, think that our monies should go to the markets and cook the sumptuous meals. But when it comes to building, when it comes to buying furniture for the house, when it comes to buying electronic appliances, of course, except those in the kitchen, men think it is their right to do it. But trust me, if it is something you really, really need in the house and you have your money, they will be very happy that you brought it home. Or having been given second-class status when it comes to financial decisions. As a result, many women don't have the financial knowledge. I think as for making money, we in one way or the other have the magic wand to make the money. How we manage the money sometimes is where our problem comes up. I'll try not to bore us too much, because I know all of us are thinking, our minds are weird right now. So it is knowing what you own and owe, very important, and living below your means. Bottom line basically is spend only that part of and if very have. You can borrow to buy a house, you can borrow like medical, but if it is just to buy the next cloth because you want to show that you have arrived, trust me, it will not pay off. And by the time you get there, people have better clothes than you, and then you also have a debt on your neck. Respect yourself by paying yourself first. I think I have done so many webinars on the same forum, and I have it every month. This one is without exception. By saving for your long-term goals like retirement, well, I'm sure it would be nice when you are 57, 58, you are able to go into Silver Star and get yourself a nice brand new Mercedes Benz. I'm sure it will serve you to your 70s or 80s. Everyone would like to have it, wouldn't we? And always keep in mind, we will save more if we care less about what other people think of us. It doesn't matter what. We've already made our names. People know our names. My name is Amina, there's Genevieve, there is Lee. We know. And the one thing we wear today or don't wear today do not necessarily erase the name that we have. So I come up with 8 steps to achieving financial freedom. And whilst I was working on this slide, my mind was, at least all of us have been very, very fortunate enough, more than 50% of the population to have been to secondary school. And in secondary school, we have 2 types of subjects. We have the core subjects and we have elective, like the English, math, science, and here I have 4. So this is what I have. These are necessities to achieving financial freedom. And you need the discipline, you need commitment. And trust me, it will be fun if by age 55, you can actually say, I am retiring voluntarily, other than get to 60 and now get a 2-year contract and get 1 and get 6 months. I mean, the body, the mind, everything is tired, but because you had not prepared 5, 10 years ahead of time, you want to, you have spent more than 35 years working. What would the 2 or 3 years do for you? So as we are now, let us start to be disciplined and be committed to our own financial freedoms. Number 1, define financial freedom for yourself. I said earlier, finances are a me thing. It is for me, myself, and I. My situation is definitely different from even my sister's situation. My situation is different from my friend's situation. My situation is different from my husband's situation. And I know we all can appreciate it when you. And that is, do I need a house now? Do I continue to rent? Do I need a car now? What type of car do I need? Do I just take away the pride and save the money for a better future? I mean, all those questions will have to be asked, and it will have to be asked by you. And since it is you who is asking you the question, please at least be honest with yourself and put down the correct answers. And trust me, WAEC is not coming around, and so you don't need anybody to mark you right or wrong. Whatever you say to yourself, which is true, is the right answer. You cannot have much into it. You go check the balance and it is 10,000. Even though you need 7,000, you find yourself taking 8,000. But if you have so many accounts for so many other reasons that you have created for yourself, when you need 7,000 and then you go into the account and there is only 5,000 in it, you think twice before going to the second bank or the second account to go and cash. So it's very important that as much as possible, you look at your situation and open accounts to fit those situations, or make some investments or savings to save those situations. And again, not just accounts that will not eat up your money in the name of monthly deductions. There are so many accounts now that come with free deductions, and also, even if it is not an investment account, still give you some amount of interest. Look for them. ask questions and get the right ones. And please, the magic word is standing order. You cannot do it without standing orders. And most banks will do standing order for you for free. Look for them and use them. Build an emergency fund. Whether you are the richest man in the world or the person up on the street, every one of us, once in a lifetime, have emergencies. And those emergencies, when they come, it is not when you sell your dignity. Let me give you an example. Sometimes for those of us who have cars, you can give your car to a mechanic and you know our traffic situation, somebody should give way and they will not give. And before you know, your car that you bought with a loan from the bank, the mechanic calls and say, an abuboya hit the headlights. When they sell the entire abuboya, it can't buy it. And when are they even going to sell it for you to get the money? And sometimes when you look at the people even driving, or those people who even are so rude to you on the streets, and they will hit you, when you look at them, the next best thing in your head is, okay, you take your trouble away. Then the cost come up to you.
Sorry.
One does not even touch us. The other one that comes up is medical. Sometimes you're there and then there's a medical emergency. There's nothing you can do but to cough up the money. And that is where having an emergency fund is very important. Dollars, because I used to say 1,000 cedis, but trust me, 1,000 cedis now is $100 or less. And it will not do much when you take it out there. The electives and having it at all, have some investment sitting somewhere. Increase your financial literacy and financial education. This is one of the things we're doing now, but this is not enough. So go out there. Now most of us will use smartphones. Don't just play games. Don't just watch Facebook and WhatsApp. Use it to master your finances. There's so much audiobooks, there's so much apps and all that. I mean, as and when you get interested in finances, it becomes like a hobby, and then you keep going on. And the more you read about finances, the more you realize you do not know a thing about finances, even for some of us who have done financing for all our lives. Research additional ways to reach financial freedom. Ask questions, Google, do whatever you need to do. But finally, I will say, get help on the road to financial freedom. You can't do it all by yourself. Talk to your bankers, talk to your friends, talk to some accountants, you know, talk to anybody who you think knows a bit of finances more than you. Get the help, get a financial advisor. It doesn't necessarily mean contract somebody and pay money. There's so much free consultancy anywhere. Go get some. And use budgeting apps everywhere on App Store, and then on Google, on the other one, the Apple one. Go and get them. It doesn't matter. Start small. Start by putting in your daily expenses. Sometimes it becomes cumbersome. Even for me, it is very cumbersome. Sometimes you are holding money and before you know, your purse is empty and you have no idea. Like I said, this is what we said. There is the core subjects, which we all need. And then there is an elective subject. So you decide which of the elective subjects you want, but by all means, have the core subjects at your fingertips. But my thing is not moving. I don't know why. Okay. So these are the core subjects. Define your financial freedom for yourself.
Right.
Excuse me. Oh, okay. So make a budget, open the right account, build an emergency fund. These are necessary and these are core, and we need to get to them. These are optional depending on your financial situation. So now we are done. How then do we do this? And I go on to say, have total control over your finances. And when I talk about total control of your finances, when you're planning your finances, don't only have you and your immediate family in mind, have every person you deal with in mind. For people who will not plan, and if you do not plan for them, they are going to mess up your budget. So when you plan for the hairdresser whom you are from, say that, oh, I lost, and then it is now up to you to say, oh, okay, like take something for the funeral. Same thing, you'll be there when a neighbor knocks on your door and say, my child is in the hospital and I need this amount of money. Sometimes the amount is such that you just can't refuse. But if you had not planned for them, it means that you have to take the money from your own planning. So make a total planning for everything and anything that might happen. If it doesn't happen, you have surplus. If it happens, you had already planned for it. So take the time to understand your current financial situation. It is very you will get there. Even if you don't get there, you'll be close to it. And create a plan to achieve them. It may also involve making changes to your spending habits and learning how to invest wisely. However, the effort is worth it. Personal financial planning can help you take control of your finances and pursue financial freedom. If you don't have it, you don't have it. In fact, you can't give what you don't have. But if you haven't planned it for something, then it then distorts your plan if you have to use it for something else. And that is the more reason you don't only need somebody, you know, money, and then they would add their budget to ours. But trust me, when you set yourself the financial goals and take off all limitations, you can make it. So as a woman, you can take control of your future and work towards your dreams. Again, it comes to me, myself, and I. Work towards your dreams. You are the only one that came. You are the only one that knows what you're going through. Your minds. And proper planning and proper financial management, financial freedom is just within the reach of any woman. And I will say, go for it. Don't put any limitations or constraints on yourself. And most of the time, the constraints are only imaginations. Nobody really cares about it, but we think that they do. And then these assumptions limit us. And live your life on your own terms. Again, it is your money. So plan it on your own. Do what you have to do. Of course, with consideration of every other thing around you, every other human being around you, every other situation around you. But live your life on your terms. When you are in control of your finances, you're in control of your life. It's so beautiful when you can go out there and say, this is what I want, without having to think about where can I get the source from. But that if the source is with you and you have it. And in fact, you have it in excess and you can part away with a little to get what really excites you. Being able to make choices without worrying about money is one beautiful thing that you can have in your life. It's more than celebrating a degree or whatever. And being able to afford the things you want and need, more especially the ability to want. I think in the introduction, Lenny was saying that I used to work in the bank. In 2015, I made up my mind. No matter how much a bank pays me, I will not work in the bank again. You think I would have been able to do that if I was still thinking about what to eat or thinking about where to sleep? I'm sure I wouldn't have made that decision. But thankfully, I was able to make it. And my life has, even though I have not become Bill Gates or Kennedy Japan or despite, I think I'm in a comfortable position that at least I can put food on the table and can put some clothes on my body, which is for me enough. What is yours? Then we move on to having financial confidence. It's only when you are confident financially that you can tell your boss in the face the truth, not being rude, but the truth. Like I have left it with a job. That is also a beautiful experience. But when you are sacked today and you don't know what you will do the next day, you don't even know where the meal is going to come from the next day, trust me, stress alone can kill you. As a woman, you can feel confident knowing that your finances are in order. And the more reason, the core subjects are very important. And with proper planning and management, you can pursue financial independence and confidence. And please, I say again, girl, go for it. This means having the confidence we have, but we are all hoping that we will live a long, healthy life. And so I say, have a bright future for yourself and for your family. And this is where you put money aside for the education or insurance or whatever. You put the money aside for yourself, for your own insurances, for that of your family. Just have that in mind. Open more possibilities for yourself and your family. So much in existence now. Ask questions, look for them, indulge in them when there are finances, and provide them with the stability and confidence they need to thrive. If a child knows that my mother has 5 days before we another year. So no matter how much money you have, if your child is 7, she's still 7, or he's still 7 and he's in class 1 or class 2, and you cannot, because you have so much money, put that child in the university. The child will have to go through life day by day, hour by hour. The more reason you need to plan so that they don't become a hindrance to your freedom when eventually they grow up. And then, and I hope we have learned a word or two. It is my prayer that we don't just listen, but we're going to, if we haven't started putting it in practice, we'll start putting it in practice. If we are already doing it, then at least there is one more endorsement which says what we're doing is right. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Hajia. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Are we going back to name calling again?
You have all the rights, Hajia.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. Hetty, I'm here.
No, Hajia, I just responded to your hello. Well, I don't really have a question more than I knew. So thank you. Thank you. I didn't actually know that in planning, I need to factor all those people you mentioned in it. They some way, somehow always come when you haven't planned for them. So thank you, Hajia. Thank you.
You're welcome, Liz. Hetty, you're welcome. Nana Santi is back. Joanna is here.
Nana Santi is back. Yes, she's back, and we'd like to use the opportunity to also say thank you for taking us to our breast cancer session, Nana.
Yeah.
And Hetty, who just spoke, was the one who championed the cause with Nana.
Hello.
I am here, so I'm saying thank you very much. It was very needed. Maybe going into next year, I'm going to take more control of my finances. And see, I've been taking lots of screenshots. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm sure we will share the slides as well, ladies.
Okay, that'd be helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joanna, you are here. Rashida, Sheila. Anybody?
He actually doesn't but you like to save.
Yeah.
Especially in the wake of this economic crisis,
yeah,
where businesses are stalling and making profits is becoming a problem.
Yeah.
What advice would you give in these times? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sheila. I think at any point in time, yes, this one seemed to be an income. I keep asking, yes, I know you do not earn an income, but probably you receive something. Whatever you receive, plan with it. Even if you don't earn an income, even if you are a student and your parents give you money to go to school, when you start planning with that money, the stipend you receive from your parents, and you get so comfortable with managing those finances, when you start work, then you would have been used to it and it becomes easy. We all have situations where people situations change. So if you don't even earn an income and you are not in a situation where, even when you beg to eat, when somebody is generous enough, even in the traffic light, when people are generous enough to lend you 1 cedi here, 2 cedi here, whatever money you receive, just know that that is what you have, and then you save with it. It is then that you would appreciate the value of money, whatever money that comes into your hand, regardless of the quantum of it. If you have your plan, I think in one of my previous in your life, even then, now I know it's 3 cedis or 4 cedis. Even if it is 3 cedis or 4 cedis, and ideally you buy 2 bowls of kenkey and buy fish. If you don't eat fish today, you will not die and get koshoko. So just buy 2 bowls of kenkey and then don't buy the fish, so as to be able to keep part of the money, not because you enjoy. So this is my last slide, and I say, oh, this thing is